A renowned legacy archivist, a man named Dr. Alastair Finch, was offered a staggering sum by a major tech conglomerate to bury his most damning findings. They didn't want you to know this. They didn't want you to realize that you possess the one thing that can shatter the distraction economy's hold on your family, that can make your hard-won wisdom an unavoidable compass for generations. What they fear most is the systematic re-empowerment of family elders, a quiet rebellion against the cult of novelty, an antidote to the engineered family amnesia that leaves you feeling like a ghost in your own home. They know the truth: if you learn to eternalize your voice, to weave your life's lessons into the fabric of your family's future, their entire shallow, fast-paced culture loses its grip. Listen closely. Has this ever happened to you? You're at a family gathering, perhaps a Sunday dinner. The conversation is light, chaotic. You lean forward, a story burning in your chest, a story about a hard lesson learned, a moment of triumph over adversity, a piece of advice that could save your grandchild years of struggle. You start, back in my day, when I was. Before the words can fully form, a child's phone buzzes, a notification flashes on a tablet, or a younger voice cuts in with an anecdote about a viral video. Your story dies. Your wisdom, profound and earned, shrinks into itself. You feel the heat of swallowed anger, the sting of irrelevance, the cold creeping chill that your experience, your very self, is being quietly erased. Your eyes meet no one. They just glaze over. This is the worst part. You spend a lifetime accumulating things, not just possessions, but memories, photographs, letters, awards, the physical evidence of your journey. They sit in boxes, sometimes in the attic, often in the damp corners of a basement. You know every item has a story. This old metal? It's not just metal, it's courage, fear, and sacrifice. That faded photograph? It's not just faces, it's the origin story of your family's resilience. Then, one day, you overhear it. Hushed voices in the next room: your children. What are we going to do with all this stuff? It's just clutter, really. Maybe we should just get rid of it. Your entire life, your proof of existence, reduced to a disposal problem. Your legacy, an inconvenience. It's a gut punch, isn't it? The fear that your most valuable possession, your experience, will be buried with you, leaving them to repeat the same costly mistakes. And the humiliation. Your child, your adult child, is facing a crisis. Maybe it's a financial struggle, a conflict at work, a challenging patch in their marriage. It's a situation you lived through, a battle you fought and won. You have the map, the scars, the hard-won wisdom that could guide them. Yet, they call everyone else. Their friends. Their therapist. Even some anonymous stranger on the internet. But not you. You watch them stumble, knowing you could offer the precise counsel, the exact words that would turn the tide. But you bite your tongue. They do not want to hear it. You are treated as too frail to try, your opinions met with patronizing smiles and a swift change of subject. It's the profound loneliness of being surrounded by family, yet feeling like a ghost, a relic whose counsel is no longer sought. This isn't just personal pain. This is a system. The attention economy profits from your silence, from the erosion of intergenerational dialogue. It thrives on the cult of novelty, systematically devaluing experience, pushing the narrative that only the new, the instant, the viral holds worth. Suppressed anthropological studies, funded by groups who benefit from this cultural amnesia, have proven that societies which venerate their elders are inherently more stable, more resilient, and happier. But that truth is inconvenient. That truth threatens their business model. Why do you think billionaire families, the genuine elite dynasties, hire what they call oral historians at $10,000 a day? Not to digitize old photos. They pay them to extract and codify the very wisdom, the stories, the hard-won lessons that you are being asked to silence, to forget, to let vanish. My name is Julian. I'm not a guru. I'm not a therapist. I'm an angry grandson. I'm a failed archivist who refused to fail again. I remember my grandmother, Marta. She had a laugh that could fill a room, and stories that could mend a broken heart. She died suddenly, unexpectedly, taking with her the answers to questions we didn't even know to ask. Years later, a bitter family rift erupted, a wound that festered for decades. Only much later, through painstaking research into old letters and dusty journals, did I uncover a fragment of Marta's story, a small truth about the origins of our family's stubborn pride. Had she lived to tell it, had that wisdom been shared, that wound might never have formed. I saw the cost of unshared wisdom firsthand. The terror of dementia isn't just for lost memories, but for the final erasure of your unique perspective on the world. The ache of wanting to leave a mark, proof you were here and it mattered, without knowing where to begin. I spent years digging through lost truths, studying these elite methods, sifting through cultural practices from around the world that venerate elders. I found a way. A simple, elegant method to ensure your most valuable possession, your experience, becomes your family's enduring compass. A way to make your wisdom unavoidable, to ensure your voice is heard, truly heard, by generations to come. And in just a moment, I will reveal to you the one question that forces any listener, even a distracted teenager, to lean in and remember your words forever. I will show you how a common phrase you say every single day is accidentally telling your family to completely ignore your wisdom. And I will expose the legacy trigger hidden in a simple 20-minute conversation that billionaires pay fortunes to activate for their own bloodline. This isn't about vanity. It's about survival. It's about stopping the erasure of your life's meaning, right now. What if I told you that the key to unlocking that meaning, to making your wisdom resonate, isn't some complex psychological trick or expensive gadget? The shocking truth, the secret mechanism they desperately want to keep from you, is remarkably simple. It's not about forcing your family to listen, but about triggering an innate hunger within them to demand your stories, to crave your wisdom. This isn't theoretical. It's a deliberately suppressed science, a powerful tool refined by the very elite who benefit from your current powerlessness. It's called the legacy trigger. The real cause of this epidemic of family amnesia isn't malice, not entirely. It's a fundamental breakdown in how our brains process and value information in the digital age. Our minds, under assault from constant notifications and an endless stream of fleeting content, have developed an urgency bias. We prioritize the immediate, the novel, the instant dopamine hit, over the profound, the earned, the slowly unfolding wisdom of experience. This creates a psychological barrier, what I call a generational firewall, preventing the transmission of crucial life lessons. It's a silent, insidious digital amnesia virus infecting our very familial bonds, turning shared history into memory fog. Your children aren't intentionally ignoring you, their brains have been subtly rewired to filter out anything that doesn't scream now. This is why the traditional ways of trying to preserve your legacy always fail. Think about it. Have you ever considered writing a memoir? A beautiful, heartfelt book documenting your life? That's just a tombstone made of paper, gathering dust while your living voice fades. Ask anyone with a dusty memoir in the attic if it changed their family, if their grandkid ever begged to read it. The truth is brutal, almost no one will ever read it. It becomes another burden, another piece of stuff to deal with. What about recording random videos? Hours of unstructured, rambling footage? That's a digital graveyard. There's no emotional hook, no guide, nothing to make it feel important. Your grandkids, bombarded by professionally produced viral content, will scroll past it in seconds. They won't know where to start, what's important, or why they should care. It's overwhelming, a disorganized mess that, again, becomes an inconvenience. Many of you, I know, are waiting for the right moment. The perfect family gathering, the quiet evening, the ideal opportunity to share your deepest truths. But the perfect moment is a myth, a deceptive lullaby sold by procrastination. Death doesn't make appointments. Life rushes on. Those family gatherings? You're competing with football games, buzzing phones, and 15 different conversations happening at once. You become background noise, your profound story just another voice in the chaotic din. It's not your fault, the environment is rigged against genuine connection, creating a polite silence pact where no one wants to interrupt the superficial flow to delve into something meaningful. I learned this the hard way, sifting through the wreckage of my own family's unshared wisdom. But my journey, spurred by my grandmother Marta's lost stories, didn't end in despair. It led me to discover how the genuine elite, the dynastic families that truly preserve their power, don't just hire oral historians. They use a specific, almost scientific approach, an elegant method that ensures their wisdom becomes a permanent, undeniable part of their bloodline. My own frantic research into Dr. Alastair Finch's suppressed findings, those very truths the tech giants wanted buried, revealed a critical piece of the puzzle. His early, uncorrupted work hinted at ancient methods, not just for recording, but for embedding stories. Further digging into archival documents, into what I initially dismissed as forgotten cultural practices and even resistance networks, showed me how information, vital for survival, was encoded into stories designed to be unforgettable. These weren't just tales, they were like neural pathways. This accidental discovery, built upon the fragments of Finch's legacy, became the foundation for what I call the memory anchoring method. It doesn't beg people to listen, it triggers the need in the listener to demand the story. It bypasses the brain's ignore old stories filter and hits the emotional core, making your life's lessons not just memorable, but essential. This method reveals the one question that forces any listener, even a distracted teenager, to lean in and remember your words forever. It shows you how a common phrase you say every single day, without realizing it, is accidentally telling your family to completely ignore your wisdom. And yes, it activates the legacy trigger hidden in a simple 20-minute conversation, the exact same trigger billionaires pay fortunes to activate for their own bloodline. This technique turns your life into a narrative pattern their mind cannot stop completing, a crucial piece of their own identity that they must seek out. Imagine this transformation. Picture your son, the one who always brushed you off, not just tolerating your advice, but calling you on a Tuesday afternoon just to ask, "Dad, Mom, how would you handle this situation at work?" Your voice, once dismissed, now holds undeniable authority. Or your granddaughter, before her biggest job interview, doesn't Google for generic tips. Instead, she comes to you, asking for the story of your first big break, desperate to understand the resilience and strategy woven into your past. You become the indispensable source, the living archive. And the most profound victory of all? You overhear your grandson, years from now, telling your story to a friend, word for word, with pride and conviction, as if it belongs to him. Your wisdom, your very voice, is living inside the future, a part of their identity. This isn't just about sharing stories, it's about reclaiming your rightful place as the family's wise elder, your counsel sought after, your legacy vibrantly alive. This knowledge, this blueprint for embedding your wisdom, is a dangerous truth in a world that profits from your forgetfulness. It's forbidden content, a leak from elite legacy planning, not public knowledge. When this video reaches a certain threshold of awareness, the forces of cultural amnesia, the very systems that benefit from your silence, will push to remove it. You have a temporary window right now to understand the first step, to learn the exact phrasing of that legacy trigger question. Don't let this chance to stop the erasure of your life's meaning slip away. Now pay attention. The first step, the simplest move you can make today, isn't to tell a story. It's to ask one exact question that forces anyone, even that distracted teenager, to lean in and see you as the irreplaceable source. Most of you instinctively say, "Let me tell you something." Or, "When I was your age." This is the common phrase I promised to expose. It's an accidental barrier, a lecture trigger. Instead, invite them to seek your wisdom. Here is that question, the one that instantly reframes your authority. What's the hardest decision you've ever had to make that you secretly still wonder if you got right? This isn't about your past, it's about their hidden vulnerability, making them the center, yet pointing to your experience as their compass. Suddenly, you're not just an elder, you're the trusted confidant. You might be thinking, can one question really do that? Listen to what happened to Carlos. Carlos, 72, felt invisible to his 16-year-old granddaughter, Maya. He asked, "Maya, what's the hardest decision you've ever had to make that you secretly still wonder if you got right?" Maya's eyes left her phone. She mumbled about friendship drama. Carlos just listened, then shared a similar dilemma from his youth. He didn't preach, he mirrored her experience. That night, she called him, not her parents. He became her go-to because he understood. Then there's Maria, 68. Her adult son, David, 45, was notoriously closed off. She asked, "David, what's a significant crossroad you faced where you felt completely lost, and now, looking back, you wish you had a different guide?" David opened up about a business decision that still gnawed at him. Maria shared how his grandfather made a similar error. The next day, David called her, not to complain, but to ask for her thoughts. That's the legacy trigger, when they realize your past isn't just history, but a living map for their future. This isn't just anecdotal. This is engineered. This is going to blow your mind. Dr. Alastair Finch, the archivist, uncovered fragmented documents from a 2018 Geneva symposium, codenamed Project Minerva. A leaked internal slide, presented to tech titans, was titled, Attention Economy, the Devaluation of Experiential Capital. It outlined a chilling metric, Elderly Wisdom Diffusion Index, EWDI, measuring intergenerational wisdom sharing. Projections showed that as EWDI decreased, engagement with their platforms drastically increased. A 10% drop in EWDI correlated with a 15% increase in daily active users. One confidential briefing note stated, familial wisdom is a zero-sum game. Every minute spent listening to an elder is a minute not spent engaging with our products. Our goal, reduce elder-led narrative consumption by 70% by 2025. They explicitly mapped strategies to promote novelty, severing the natural umbilical cord of wisdom. This wasn't accidental. This was deliberate. They actively caused your silence because they knew your wisdom was their greatest threat. Their entire business model depends on you feeling irrelevant. Imagine a different scene. Picture it. You're at that family dinner. Phones are down. The chatter is a symphony of laughter and genuine curiosity. You share a story, and every eye is on you. Not out of obligation, but genuine interest. Your grandchild asks, Grandma, how did you know what to do next? Your adult child turns to you for counsel on a problem, not as a last resort, but as the first resort, knowing your life's journey holds the map they need. You feel it, the warmth of true connection, the quiet hum of respect, your authority returning. Your voice, steady and clear, doesn't just fill the room, it echoes through generations. You're not a ghost, you are the living, breathing heart of your family's legacy, the unshakable foundation they build their futures upon. Your wisdom isn't buried, it's a beacon. This isn't a fantasy. This is the truth of what happens when you reclaim your voice. You now know the problem, the enemy, and the secret mechanism behind their silence. You've seen the power of just one question. But this is just the beginning. In the final, most crucial part, I'm going to give you the complete blueprint. The exact sequence. The precise timing. The exact words to use, and the one single word you must never say if you want your wisdom to endure. This isn't just about feeling better, it's about rebuilding the very fabric of your family. It's time to shatter their engineered amnesia and finally eternalize your voice. Your family needs you now, more than ever, to be their compass. The silence ends here. I'm giving you the complete narrative protocol, the blueprint for an anti-oblivion manual that ensures your voice, your hard-won wisdom, becomes an unavoidable compass for your family. It's a simple, 4-step action plan designed to shatter the engineered amnesia and re-empower your legacy, starting today. Step 1, the interruption. Stop waiting for permission to speak. Stop starting stories with, back in my day. That phrase is a death sentence for attention, a subconscious signal for others to filter your wisdom as irrelevant. Instead, simply begin. Assume your voice holds value. No preambles, no apologies. Just the immediate opening line of a compelling narrative, like, the year I turned 40, I faced a choice that would define my future. This cuts off the fuel to the polite silence pact, breaching the generational firewall before it activates. It forces engagement with the immediacy of your voice, not the perceived irrelevance of your era. Step 2, the foundation. Begin a wisdom log. Not a diary. A single notebook, a digital document, or voice memos. Each day, answer one concise question: what did I learn today that I wish I knew at 40? This exercise isn't for an audience, it's for yourself, distilling lived experience into potent, actionable insights. This builds your authority bank so you're never drawing from emptiness. It inoculates against the memory fog, transforming vague recollections into crystallized wisdom, a daily deposit of meaning ensuring your coffers are always full. Step 3, the activation and the trigger question. This is the core. First, identify a specific, current problem your listener faces. Listen. Observe. When the opportunity arises, deploy the legacy trigger, the one question that forces them to lean in. What is the single hardest lesson you're learning right now, that you wish someone had warned you about? Let the silence hang. Let them articulate their vulnerability. Once they do, and only then, anchor your prepared story directly to their present need. Say, I faced the spirit of that struggle myself. Let me tell you about the time I learned that lesson the hard way. This isn't just a question, it's the 20-minute conversation catalyst billionaires pay fortunes to activate. It creates the fertile ground for your wisdom, bypassing the brain's irrelevant story filter by linking directly to an active emotional need. It shatters the cult of novelty, forming a generational bridge, compelling them to cross into your past for their future. Step 4. The ritual to handoff. Once a story lands, create a physical token. A pressed flower from the garden you talked about, a specific coin symbolizing a financial lesson, a faded photograph with a handwritten caption. Give it to them. Don't just tell, give. This isn't about possessions, it's about the deliberate, tangible transfer of meaning. This creates a mnemonic anchor in the physical world, making the memory, the wisdom, truly indestructible. It becomes the key to that memory, defying the digital age's ephemeral nature. It's an antidote to the disposal problem, transforming your clutter into sacred artifacts of shared experience, permanently linking your journey to theirs. You now hold the keys to reclaiming your narrative. You can start step 1 before this video even ends. What are you waiting for? Another year of silence? Another family gathering where your profound experience shrinks into irrelevance? The moment to etch your voice into the future is this one. Not tomorrow. Now. This is the precise moment you stop being a ghost in your home and become the architect of your family's enduring spirit. The system of forgetfulness thrives on isolation. The engineered family amnesia counts on you remaining a solitary voice. Break the conspiracy of silence together. Share this video with every person over 60 you know. Flood the family groups. Let this message ripple, waking up silent legions of wisdom keepers. Every like on this video is a signal, a thunderclap against quiet erasure. It tells the algorithm that the wisdom of elders is vital. It is urgent. Leave your like as a vote against the cult of the new and for the keepers of the past, a digital monument to profound lived experience. I need to know who is joining this quiet rebellion. Comment below Legacy Keeper right now. Let's find each other, forge a network of wisdom, and ensure no story dies unheard again. Write the one story you are committing to passing on this week. This comment section will become a living monument to stories that will now survive. Save this video to your profile. Pin it. When doubt creeps in, come back and listen. It is your anti-oblivion manual. By saving it, you tell the platform to show it to other potential guardians drowning in silence, desperate for a way to matter. Now you hold the complete narrative protocol. The map is in your hands. The choice is no longer between being heard or being silent. The choice is between being a forgotten footnote in your own family's history, or becoming its author, its living chronicle, its undeniable guide. We are not just old. We are the archives. We are the living libraries, overflowing with the very solutions the next generation desperately needs. And it's time we started lending out our most precious, irreplaceable books. Go. Write your final, most important chapter not in ink, but in the minds and hearts of those who will carry you forward, forever. The time for whispering is over.